Edwards on the drag, goes inside the floor. Turn him over again. Booker scoops it up. Booker brings the boom.
NBA back, talking a little NBA Hardwood here on a Thursday afternoon. 4-game slate over on DraftKings tonight with my guy, Rubio Dimes. What's going on, Rubio? Ready to talk a little association on this Thursday night?
Yeah, just got busy today. Went out and ran some errands. We got 5 inches of snow tomorrow, JSU. So I had to make sure to stock up on all the
5 inches. I mean, that's it. Stop the press. Everyone, just stay home. Don't do nothing. 5 inches of snow coming.
We literally had it 2 weeks ago too, and it's nothing huge, right? But I don't like driving in the snow at all. There's a lot of bad drivers out there, right? So I like to take my time. So I bought like a bunch of frozen breakfast sandwiches from Costco. I bought some burnt ends. I made sure to buy like 3 pounds of chicken wings from the local meat market. And I'm all ready for this snow, right? I'm all ready to watch.
You're all ready to be stuck in your house for a week or two, just like eating chicken wings and Costco sandwiches. I could see you. I could see you just filling up on food. You got some canned food too. Did you buy some canned food in case you're there for a couple weeks?
I didn't do the canned food because I was actually I was running behind, right? I had errands to run, right? I actually didn't even have a Red Bull the last few days. I haven't been to the Publix or Kroger, so I think I'm going to make a run later tonight, right? Just to stock up on like 12 Red Bulls, right? Make sure I'm good for the next week, just in case. That's the one thing I can't go without is my Red Bulls.
Well, that's one thing that you should be able to go without is a friggin' Red Bull, Rubio. Okay, if you can't go without Red Bulls, you got some problems, my friend. So you should probably figure that one out. But that's all right. We're talking NBA DFS here. We don't need to get into your health habits that are just absolutely disgusting and on a different level. I mean, you probably drink Red Bulls at like 9 a.m. when you get up.
That's my coffee. Yeah, that's my very kind of you to assume I wake up at 9 a.m.
Oh, my bad. I forgot. Rubio actually doesn't get up until like at least noon.
No, to be fair, it's because I'm grinding some late night edges.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. You stay up late, but you don't get up until at least noon. Sometimes
I watched the DP World Tour in Australia and India and Saudi Arabia. I'm watching it at like 3 a.m.
There was that one Sunday where it's like maybe 6 a.m, 7 a.m, and you're still up watching. I don't know what golf. I don't know what you were watching, but it was
the tournament in India,
and you were like, I'm going back to bed. I'll be up like at like 12 o'clock or something for NFL or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, you're sick.
Then I proceeded to watch the PGA Tour that day as well. It was a sicko amount of hours on golf, but it's also the highest edge sport to bet on. I'll say I'm not going to concede much more than that, but you know what? It feeds the family, it pays the mortgage, it does everything else.
Yeah, you do have the golf bets figured out, the high edge golf bets figured out. So yeah, we'll get away from that. Let's talk some hoops here. 4 games, 3 games that lock at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So a little extra time. Normally it's that 7 window. We've had some different lock times this week with the NBA Cup and stuff. Now you get Thursday, and they got these 4 games, 3 at 8, 1 late night hammer at 10, the Denver-Sacramento game, Rubio. But let's start with the first one here. We'll go by Sabres games here. So let's go Boston and Milwaukee first here. Boston, Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo still out for the Bucks here. Big news mainly from this game is that, I guess, AJ Green being questionable, another thing that we'll have to wait on here. I don't think that news is out yet, but that's really it with these 2 teams as of right now. Not much else going on. Rubio, what are we doing here? Milwaukee main guys continue to be guys like, Ryan Rollins, who's 7,700, Kevin Porter Jr., who's been friggin' awesome this year, just absolutely crushing, 7,600 on DraftKings. And then you got like the Miles Turners and the Bobby Portises, the Kyle Kuzmas, all these type of plays here. But it kind of feels to me like if you're playing Milwaukee, it's the Kevin Porter show right now.
I am 100% in agreement there. Kevin Porter Jr., once known for throwing soup in the locker room or whatever it was, right? Just something crazy. And sure enough, without Giannis, he looked pretty good to end last year too. And then without Giannis, he's taken it to a new level. No minutes limit, 36 minutes last game, and they were kind of struggling to be in it the entire time. What did he do in that time frame? Well, 32 points, 4 boards, 6 assists, chucking up, a great shot rate, right, too. Even the game against the Sixers where, again, another game they were kind of out of it after the first half, but he was still sticking with it, played 37 minutes in that one, still put up a 29-7. The thing is, he's going to be a triple-double threat any given game without Giannis, JSU, and for me, he's going to be my favorite play. He initially really popped when I was looking at the props last night. I think his point prop is a little bit too low. I even think this ownership on him is a little too low right now with 33%, 25%. I think it'll kind of balloon up because we're kind of in a slate where value is going to be a little bit of a premium, and you're not going to have a ton of just slam dunk value, especially when your top 2 guys are normally backup centers. Robert Williams would be a great play if he starts, obviously, right? But even he's questionable. But like Valanciunas is like your second highest point per dollar guy. So kind of sticking into the mid-range could easily be a move, and Kevin Porter Jr. is going to fit that billing easily. My favorite play in this game. A guy that I'm like not exactly excited for is Jaylen Brown at almost 10K. I just like I want to put it this way. Jaylen Brown is having a fantastic season, right? He's taken the last few games and he's taken it up a notch. 30 points in back-to-back games. December 7th, December 5th. Yeah, that's great. Also, he's been getting the boards and assists, 8-5, 8-8, 4-4, 12-11, 6-7, 10-5. He's been able to do that. I'm trying to get into this mental roadblock, JSU, of like mentally accepting, can I pay 9.9K for Jaylen Brown? That is something that I'm going to be struggling with. I will say this, just on the Celtics side, isolating it to them, I think I would prefer Brown, and then I would go Pritchard than White. I think the White tag's a little bit too high. But yeah, I mean, if you're not playing Brown, though, who else would you play on the Celtics? And, Keita is fine at 5,300, but man, I'm almost 5K Jordan Walsh. That's for damn sure. No way I'm doing that. Anthony Simons, we talked about him last week too. He can get 20.5. He can end with 21 DK. I'm not excited by that at all, especially with the all the stars healthy for the Celtics too. So I guess like if I had to pick someone from the Celtics, it would be Brown, Pritchard. Then I would rank.
I think your Anthony Simons love. AP loves scoring that dude. I don't understand it. Like, yeah, like he'll randomly pop off, but like guessing when he's gonna do it is just so tough. I get it though. Like, there's not much value on this slate, but man, he's annoying. I mean, like, I could see Keita having a decent game here. Do I want to pay that price tag? No. Jordan Walsh, like, he's been really good, but if you watch like how teams are defending him, they're like leaving him wide open, Rubio. These are like wide open shots he's making, and he's making them right now. But my worry is when he starts. I mean, look at this. Seriously, this run he's had, 4 for 7 from the field, 4 for 4, 8 for 8, 6 for 7, 4 for 8. Like, I mean, what are we doing? He's eventually not going to be going 8 for 8, 4 for 4. And when he starts doing that, like you could see in the last game, 4 for 8, once he starts, shooting 50% or less, which is going to happen more and more, like he's not going to have as good of games. On top of it, he's aggressive defensively, picks up fouls. That's kind of why he's on the floor, right? Defense. But, it worries me, 4,700. The problem is we get a good matchup. Like Milwaukee's a good matchup to target for these guys. I do like the Jaylen Brown. I don't love the price tag on this slate, but I do think he's picked it up a notch. The one interesting play, for me for tournaments would be Peyton Pritchard. I think he's a guy that we could keep in our pool for tournaments here. Still has upside, 38 minutes last game. I like those minutes right there. Normally not playing that either. Normally he's getting like the 30 to 32 minute range. But if we get those extra few minutes, he's shown that he could have, some of these upside games, especially against like the bad defenses here. So I think he's one guy I'll keep in the pool that you didn't bring up. But I love the Kevin Porter Jr. take. I kind of agree on the ownership. Feels still kind of a little light for someone that's right now like majority of their offense. And other than him, Rubio, like I don't see many other Milwaukee plays. Like, do you see any other Milwaukee plays? Like maybe if AJ Green's out, could we get to like a shooter from Milwaukee, like Gary Trent or something like that if AJ Green's out?
Definitely Trent. Trent would be the guy immediately, slot into you can pencil him in for 34 minutes, you'd assume. I know Doc Rivers can be a little bit dangerous and trusting, but man, they need shooting out there. And it's the corpse of Gary Harris or Gary Trent, right? You're getting one of the Garys at the very least. But I definitely think that Trent would be the one who, would chalk up for plenty of minutes at 4,100, just a real safe, diverse play too, shooting guard and small forward eligibility. Someone that you can pencil in for, a good projection, right? And we obviously have seen him get hot in the past. I think what was the playoff game against the Pacers? He went off that one time. I think he had like 36 or something real, and it was just insane. But I think if he misses, I would 100% agree. If AJ Green misses, I would have a lot of interest in Trent. You could even talk me into Gary Harris just a little bit, right? Because they're going to have shooting out there to begin with. Why would I have interest in Gary Harris? Because, look, value is kind of weak on this slate. If I get a guy who is shooting guard, small forward eligible, who gets me 16, 17, I'm going to be thrilled by that. Not to say Gary Harris can do that, but that's kind of where my mindset is. With Kuzma and Portis, like we all know the minute situation with Portis is just not there, even with Giannis out. A Jericho Sims starting thing is the biggest joke in the world, Jays. I'm convinced. Like Doc's sitting here spinning a Ouija board before the game, and like, all right, that's what we're gonna do today. Because even when Bobby Portis got hot, he was still riding pine a little bit. So it's incredibly difficult to trust anyone. If you want me to throw out a dark horse tournament style play at that same 10% ownership, it is Kyle Kuzma. And look, I know it's gross, right? I know the feelings on Kyle Kuzma, but man, every time I kind of turn on a Milwaukee game and he heats up, and it hasn't been that often, but it's happened a couple times when I've been watching. It can easily pay off this tag. If you're getting 30 minutes where all of a sudden he has a day where he gets 20, it can easily pay off a 5.1K tag, right? It's not 6K, it's not 6.5. You're asking for, 25 plus. I think he's got the best chance of 30 plus in that range. Like I'd add more interest in him than Portis, Turner, even Rollins. Rollins a little bit expensive with KPJ just commanding all that usage too. But
yeah, he feels too expensive. I agree. And I feel like you're right with the bigs. They kind of feel too expensive when they're starting Jericho Sims and playing them that much. And Jericho Sims is not a great fantasy producer either. So it's just, yeah, you're right. There's not many guys in this game. It's the studs. I think you can pick out a mid-tier or cheapie like Akeda, Pritchard.
Oh my Lord. I just looked at Jericho Sims stats, JSU. I didn't realize that he has played 31, 30, and 30 minutes.
Yeah, you didn't realize that. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Because he had a 2 and 3 last game, a 2 and 9 the game before that, and 61 combined minutes. The man's got 4 points, and you would think that he can hit the glass. He had 3 boards in 31 minutes last game. What are we doing here?
Honestly, Rubio, it just makes Kevin Porter Jr. a better play. Like you start Jericho, like it just makes him a better play. Like you're taking a guy who gives no usage offensively, and so he's not taken away from KPJ. It's like even better for him.
How do Rollins and KPJ and Kuzma not have all the shots in the world, man? Like, that's just crazy. Like even got Gary Trent and stuff too.
Kuzma's ass too. Let's stop acting like Kuzma's.
I'm just talking off the bench, right? Like they literally, no one else can create their own shot really at all. Not to say Kuzma can, but like Rollins, I guess Rollins, they have to bump him up because there's just no way he doesn't shoot less than like 15 times at all.
I mean, that's their offense right there. You said it. I mean,
I know we joke to be there, but if you're going to give me 30 minutes for anyone who's 4K, they can't be, because he did have a 15 and 14 3 games ago, right? You can't like completely rule him out. I wouldn't have him in any single entry stuff, but it's like one of those things where You can't rule out anyone just completely if they're getting 30 minutes.
Man, he's 4K. Though. I think I'm gonna rule him out. I'll play AP's boy Anthony Simons over him.
AP, yeah, he's been chalk a lot. Anthony Simon's been chalk.
That's why I don't like him.
Yeah.
I like what AP's saying, but I want to play him when he's not owned, not when he's popular. That's more my take with those type of guys that are low owned that can pop off. Like you also want them to be not owned. Yeah. That's the key.
It is a Hauser homecoming. Where did Hauser go to college? JSU. Quick test.
Hauser went to.
There's 2 correct answers here. By the way, it's a homecoming. Come on now, homecoming.
I don't know. I'm lost.
Marquette.
Oh shit! I should have got that.
Yeah. Virginia. You finished up at Virginia, but the Hauser. They were both at him and Joey.
I knew it wasn't that. Marquette. I wasn't gonna get that. Damn it.
he's gonna pop up. I actually love Hauser's game.
In my head, until you said, I was thinking in my head, Wisconsin. In my head,
that would have made sense.
Because Whitey's shooters like Wisconsin, like it fits.
Frank Kaminsky,
totally fits. Yeah, Frank Kaminsky, right?
Chonji.
Like, dude, so many. Hauser an exciting White season. I don't. Does he count?
Yeah, 1 billion %. Here's my thing though. Like Walsh has been shooting great. You're exactly right. There's going to be a game where he misses his first 2 or 3 shots, and then Hauser and Minot both get the minutes. Right.
Dude,
that's why I'm completely out on Walsh. And
these shots from Walsh, though, I'm not kidding you. These are like warm up. They're like warm up shots. They're like literally nobody near you. They're just like leaving him.
The best part is
like, let him shoot.
He's getting more fantasy points in less minutes than he does in the summer league when he's the lead dog. That's the worst part about all this. Jordan Walsh is in the
summer league, he never gets left open like this. That's what I'm saying. In summer league, he never gets left open.
Oh, God.
When you get left open like that, you have to shoot. There's no other option. You have to. All right, let's go to the next game here. Clippers in Houston. We get Jimmy Harden back in Houston here, 9K. James Harden. He's been awesome this year too, honestly. Yeah. I mean, he's had a couple duds here and there, but like for the most part, he's been friggin' awesome. And now he's 9K going into Houston. Not an amazing spot, but Harden can definitely get it done. And then you got like Kawhi Leonard, who has also been pretty friggin' awesome too when he's gotten the minutes and everything like that. And his minutes seem to be, good to go for the most part, Rubio, right? He's had 35, 35, and 31 minutes in his last 3 games. Coming back, it looked like they were keeping him right around that high 20s mark. And now he's starting to exceed it a little bit, getting over 30. Looks good to me. So, I mean, it's an interesting spot. I don't know how much I wanted this game because I don't love like picking on Houston, but I think it's another spot where like you could pick out some plays.
Yeah, you can definitely, pick out some plays like you said there. I mean, the thing with Houston is, we've had Sengun out, right? So you have KD priced up. You even have Amen Thompson like 500, 600 more than usual. Jabari Smith, same way. So like Houston individually feels priced up. And there's no denying that. Like Sengun might be the best play from them just because he's the one who isn't inflated by him missing time, right? Like KD is usually 8K. Amen Thompson's usually 7.5. Jabari Smith is usually 5.4. So every single player on this team has been impacted by his absence in a positive way. And I've been jamming KD. I've played, him the last 2 times where we had Sengun out. The first game was a lot better than the second one. The second one, he didn't play in the fourth quarter at all. Amen Thompson also, got down and dirty. Steven Adams too. Jabari Smith had an excellent game last time out too. But yeah, I mean, they're all just like a little high of a price, right? Only Jabari Smith is getting a little bit of ownership. And honestly, he might be my least favorite just because like he's looking more for his own shot last game, which was great to see. And especially that fourth quarter is where he took off, but it was without KD on the court. When he comes into this where he's like clearly the 4th option, right, in that offense and 6,100, you're asking a lot of him. And that double-digit ownership, I'm kind of out on that for the most part. I'll definitely be under on him. Any given slate, Amen Thompson's got the triple-double upside. I'd like to believe it, right? But just the athleticism, everything. He's so fun to watch. But again, it's no one's going to be incredibly chalk for them. If I had to rank them, JSU might be Sengun, Thompson, KD. And then honestly, I think I'd throw in like maybe Adams ahead of Smith Jr. But the Rocket side is pretty gross for the most part. I mean, do you want to talk about the Rockets before I move on?
The Rockets have to be some of the toughest plays because of what you outlined. Like all their price tags are inflated with Sengun out. And like you're not getting that Jabari Smith 41 minutes and that many shots and stuff with all those things. That's not going to happen in this game. So I agree with you. I think they're the toughest plays in this game for the most part. So yeah, not really in on Houston. I mean, Steven Adams 4,500, but it's still like a tough spot for him against Zubac. I think him and Zubac are gonna battle. So you're probably right. It's like Şengün and like Harden on the other end. Honestly, this game, I probably like this game the least of all 4 games. If I had to just look at it, be like, okay, like the Boston-Milwaukee game, I feel like I could at least pick out some plays in the like mid-tier. And, if I had to go down the 4K, like if I had to play Anthony Simons, even though I joke about it, like I would rather that. Like if I had to play Kada or Peyton Pritchard in the mid-tier, I could do that stuff. Like I don't see much in the mid-tier that I can just sell myself on that I'd want to do. So, yeah, Harden, Şengün, 1-2 for me. And then everyone else I'm kind of out on. I think this is the game I'm not going to talk too much about because I don't like it. I don't want to be in on this game.
And also the Harden matchup, right? Like you mentioned, it's not like the greatest spot, but he's been so good. But Ben Thompson makes life hell on any opposing card. I'm kind of interested to see how he performs tonight, right? Like at the same time, the Clippers have been pretty bad. I will say this: I think Ty Lue has had the quickest plug in the league. Like he'll pull the plug when it's third quarter with 10 minutes.
That's another good point. Yeah.
And not to say that, I still think that there's the team that we saw last season in this team. I know that's incredibly weird to say, and it's a team that is 6-18, but like I just don't think they're bad, man. I just don't. They've ran really bad on some games where ultimately they just been on the wrong side of some close games, like even the Mavericks game and stuff like that in recent times where they just blew it in overtime.
Yep.
I don't know. I think they actually won that one in overtime, but I think it's Harden and Kawhi and Zubac, right? It's your big 3. And then you just kind of look at it where it's a little bit gross after that, right? With no CP3 in the mix. CP3 apparently was like really mad with like, I think Kawhi had a lot to do with that JSU. CP3 was like getting in Kawhi's face about like playing defense.
Like there were some defensive things. He's telling Kawhi one thing, and then the coaches Van Gundy's I think Van Gundy actually played everyone's talking about like Ty Lue. I think Van Gundy had major issues with CP3 because CP3, Van Gundy's like the defensive coordinator kind of thing for that team. And he was pissed off because CP3 was telling Kawhi to do something different than what he was telling him to do on defense. And, I'm sure, him and Ty Lue went back and forth about stuff like that too. And we all know how CP3 is. CP3's like, he's like a Rondo type thing. Like they feel like their knowledge of the game almost exceeds anyone, not just on the court, but that's off the court. You know what I mean? So like even the coach, like LeBron, I think is a similar guy. They just feel like, hey, like, listen to me. Like, I know, like I have knowledge. I can help, in this area. It's like a coach on the floor. There's also like they can be a coach off the floor, and in some coaches it can rub them the wrong way. I definitely think CP3, he's now not good enough to where coaches will deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like when CP3 was amazing, CP3 coaches had to deal with it because they're like, fucking Chris Paul's amazing.
Yes.
But now he's old Chris Paul, and they're like, dude's barely playing. He's sitting on the end of the bench. Like, fuck him. I don't have to deal with him.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly it. Like, CP wasn't good enough to, at this stage of his career, to really
He was still balling, playing 30 minutes a night, putting up double-doubles, throwing lobs. He's killing the mid-range and stuff like that, controlling the game. Trust me, they would be dealing with his ass right now.
100%. And with him gone, though, it's like Bogey and Dunn are a little bit safer. Derek Jones Jr. still out. Like Bogey played 23 minutes last game. Dunn's their only like I'm going to even say this with Kawhi at this stage of his career. The Dunn's the only guy who can pick up the other team's best player and be like, all right, I'm guarding him. And he was out there for 36 minutes last game. They don't really have another choice. Like, unless you want to trust.
Still do it. It's just in spurt. He can't do it for like a full game. He can still
yeah.
like when he wants to like D up for a little bit. He can't. I just don't think he can do it for like a full game now.
Yeah, and that's the thing where, Chris Dunn's going to be safe for 30-plus minutes game in and game out, especially without Derrick Jones. So I guess, like, those are the fringe pieces, like Don and Bogey I can be a little interested in. Sabre loves the jam in John Collins, so I guess I'll be accepting him tonight. But, yeah, the Clippers are definitely a much better side to play on DFS if they keep it close for, just fantasy purposes.
All right, well, let's get to another game that I think is going to be much better for fantasy. Portland at New Orleans here, and we do have some news in this game. Obviously, no Zion still, no Drew Holiday on the Portland side. Donovan Clingan still out on the Portland side. But two key pieces of news we're still waiting on, one on each side. Jordan Poole for New Orleans, still questionable. Hoping he doesn't go today because that would kind of muddy things up, I feel like, a little bit for the guards. And then we've got Robert Williams, who is also questionable with an illness against the Pelicans for the Trailblazers, and they're already down Donovan Clingan, Rubio. So that kind of changes some things considering that, with no Donovan Clingan, Robert Williams played 30 minutes last game, went 8 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 blocks, and played 30 minutes, which was pretty insane. I was on the fence. Will they start him? Won't they start him? When I saw him in that starting lineup, Rubio, I was like, oh, shit, I got to play him. He's going to play.
That was that slate. I think I got third in that slate, I believe, on the main slate.
Rub it in, Rubio.
No. I was trying to think.
Rubio, I got third on that slate.
No, I was trying to think because I think I need a little bit more from him. But he did great.
Maybe 36. How much more do you need?
He wasn't owned as high as he should have been, right?
That's because the news of him starting came 3 minutes before lock.
No, Underdog is being lazy. They're trying to be memes, and they're not trying to be news anymore. And that news was out 25 minutes before lock, or before that game.
Okay, well, I saw it like 5 or 6 minutes before lock because
maybe we need to abandon Underdog.
I remember at Discord with like 2 minutes till lock being like, I'm playing Robert Williams. And then our boy B-Nair came in and was like, thanks for the late update or whatever. And I'm like, I just saw it like 5-6 minutes ago. What do you want me to do? I just rebuilt.
It's like Underdog needs to be less worried about the memes and more about, actually reporting the news. They've been late on a lot of teams this year, a lot of notification. You got to have Fantasy Labs at this point to blanket it, and even some other sites if you don't really want to miss news, because they're missing a lot of news right now.
One other person, because I kind of buried the lead. My boy, if no Robert Williams, Rubio, and already no Donovan Clingan, and we get no Robert Williams, my boy Derek Queen is going to eat this team alive tonight. He might do it anyways, regardless of who's on the floor. This dude on a 3-game slate, Rubio, was 17% owned. There's only one person at Run Pure Sports, I'm pretty sure, that had him in his core. This guy right here, this fucking guy, under 20% owned on a 3-game slate, goes for a 70-burger triple-double, does Derek Queen, Rubio. I mean, one thing I do know is hoops, man. This dude is an absolute baller. I don't know how he fell as far as he fell. I had Stevie Boynton texting me, Rubio, at like 4 a.m. on a Sunday morning. And we somehow got onto a conversation about how good Derek Queen is out of nowhere. I don't even know how we got there because that wasn't even what the text was about. And then we just spiraled into texting back and forth at 4 or 5 a.m. I think he was still up and hadn't slept. And I woke up at like 4 a.m. and he texted me and I responded back like kind of immediately. He's like, oh, wow, you really are up at like 4 or 5 every morning. And I'm like, yeah, it's not a bit. Like I'm actually.
The best part about that, JSU, is the NFL sheets for Sunday morning and stuff. Like I'll pop in there, like, put some stuff up, and I see your like icon up. I'm like, that guy just woke up. I'm about to go to bed. This dude just started his day.
Yeah, I'm about to go to bed. JSU's putting on his shoes and going out to get his coffee real quick.
That's exactly what it is.
But it like everything aside, Derek Queen is one of those like fantasy. He could be a fantasy superstar. Like I'm not talking. I don't want to say superstar. I do think he can be an NBA superstar, but he could be a fantasy superstar because this dude's game is all around, and he can do everything. He can do everything you want. He can rebound. He passes really well from the top of the key. He has great vision, really, really great vision setting people up. And you can see it when you watch him. You don't even have to look at his numbers. When you watch him, you can tell they get this dude. They set this dude up to make plays for others, not just to get him shots. They actually set him up more to facilitate, I feel like, than to score. But they should set him up more to score because he's really good and he's efficient too, Rubio. That's the other thing. I can't wait until he's taking like 15 shots a game. Because right now he's not. He's very erratic with the shots, which hurts his fantasy value, I feel like. But when he's taking like 15 plus shots a game, he's smashing a lot of the time.
Yep. So guilty comment. I think I've watched the Pelicans more than any other team in the NBA to this point of the season.
Dude, can I just say one thing?
What?
I think I have too.
They are a fun watch.
I think they are
incredible for a team that's ass at 3-22.
Dude,
but
they are a fun ass team. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
That's the thing. I woke up to a text today to a Discord message from Bruce, who he bought Derek Queen's like holographic like blue thing, and he said, I was like, oh yeah, that's an omen, right? It made me go out to Costco. I picked up the Topps basketball set there. It was low in stock. I got one of the last 4 boxes there. I got some Derek Queens. I was super excited. I think he has a decent chance right now to even win Rookie of the Year over Cooper Flagg at this rate. And that's the thing. The funniest part about it is a lot of people dismiss Jeremiah Fears a little bit, right? Jeremiah Fears. That dude is incredible. And he is only 19 years old, man. I feel like he just turned 19 too. Yeah, his birthday was October 14th. He was 18 coming into the season, basically.
He's fearless.
Oh, his
last name
Fears. A lot of trash. They talk
his last name Fears sticks because he is absolutely fearless on the court. Who do you think's better, him or Dylan Harper?
Oh, I think it's Harper, just because Harper's got a little bit more size. Fears, though, he'll make the hard things look easy, and he isn't converting the easy shots right now at a high clip, which I think that'll come with more strength. Once he puts on a few more pounds and stuff, I think he's going to be elite.
I agree. I think Harper's all-around game is probably better.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I even when I was ripping open the boxes and stuff, because you don't get many Cooper Flags in these sets, but I was like, I just want Harper, Fears, and Queen. Those are the 3 guys right now that I want. I want those guys to be my guys, and the fact that 2 of them are on the same team.
If I'm the Pelicans, honestly, I make the whole Queen, Trey Murphy, and Fears. Everyone else is available. And who fire sale Rubio, fire sale. Who do you guys want? You want Herb Jones? Do you want Zion? Who do you want? Pennies on the dollar. Get whatever you can for these guys. Sell, and just rebuild. And let these 3 start your rebuild.
100%. I'm in complete agreement with that. They even got guys like PV who can be a little bit of a glue guy. From a fantasy perspective, over the last 5 games, JSU, these 2 teams are number 2, the Blazers, and number 4 in pace. And you watched the Pels just like me. When Berizzo took over, he wanted to play with a lot of pace, and it's noticeable. It's very, very noticeable that when they get the ball, especially Fears, when Fears gets the ball, they push the pace and they immediately play incredibly fast. And that's why Fears, he's going to grow into a really good point guard. It's he's very teachable. 6,100. I'm going to be interested in a guy like that just because on a night-to-night basis, I feel like he can absolutely outperform this tag, and he's only going to be 3% owned. Derek Queen. A lot of people are chasing Derek Queen. A lot of people they give up on him. But the thing is, you did there the other night when he had a 70 ball, is you ride with Queen. You ride the ebbs and flows. You're going to have some high points from a rookie, and you're going to have some low points. But man, the high points, he's doing behind the back passes and full speed transition on the dot. That is a gift. That's a baller right there.
And Rubio, he's throwing passes
Yes.
he's not throwing it always to the play. He's throwing it to the spot where the player should be. So he's anticipating the cut or whatever, where the player should be in motion or whatever at the top of the key. It's high level stuff. That it's not just like, he's not just making like the play. Like he's not just making the pass as a player's coming off like a friggin' screen and he's just making a simple pass and he's hitting a shot.
Way.
He's anticipating plays before it even happens. Like it's very high level stuff for someone who's a rookie.
And that's the thing is like you watch guys and they're lasering passes into the corner and stuff. Also, Sabonis will do like a million dribble handoffs, right? Like, and Queen is very. And this is why the comparisons with Jokic and stuff, because Queen doesn't just do handoff. He's moving all around. He's involved in every possession. He's whipping it to the corner. He's create the fact that he's been looking for a shot a little bit more too, where he's using his size to really kind of just create space down low and flip it up because he's got great touch around the rim. And this game, I'm going to be stacking it beyond belief. Jeremy Grant is going to be a great play at 6,300 with, all these guys still missing, like Drew Holiday and stuff, no Klingon. And Robert Williams played 30 minutes, but, I kind of want to talk about this. If Robert Williams is then starting, he's going to be a great play, right? If he's out, we saw, like, even guys in our own Discord and stuff, right? They were like, oh, what about Hanson Yang? I'm like, if Hanson Yang, there's a decent chance he only plays 15 minutes. And the same thing where Reith can only play, 15 minutes. Like, you're going to have a situation where they go small at times. And like you said, Queen can take advantage of that, but you could also have Grant. Grant and Abdia could be running, your bigs basically, which they did that against OKC. Chet's not going to be a back-to-basket, dominate you underneath the basket like Queen could. But, they did that against OKC, and that was a game that Abdia had like almost 20 boards or might have had 20 boards in that game. So I like this game from a fantasy perspective. I'm not like individually like isolating plays because I love too many, right? Like literally Williams, Grant, Avdia, Sharp, 4 of the best plays there. Even throwing Kamara at 6,200, it's a little steep, but all great plays. And then on the Pelican side, Herb Jones is slightly too cheap. He looked decent last game too. I think he even closed like the minutes. I don't think the minutes.
He smashed last game.
Yes,
smashed.
And that's the thing. What we got 26 minutes for him, or Sabre has 26 minutes for him, which I think is a little bit on the low side. Like, I could easily see it, into that 30s range. Might be more like high 20s. But again, Jones, Queen, Murphy's been an absolute machine. I still think this, great play there. And then Bay and Fear. Bay is probably a little too expensive, but Fear's like 10 of these guys in this game are, probably going to have 3 or 4 in almost any lineup.
Yeah, I want to load up from this game. And yeah, like if I'm the Pelicans, like Sadiq Bey's playing awesome right now. Sadiq Bey could go help a contending team. He could be a great 6 man on a contending team. Like if a team offers you a draft pick or something for Sadiq Bey, like you do it. Like you do it. That's what I'm trying to do. And Sadiq Bey, they should be trying to highlight guys like Sadiq Bey to trade them, just like Boston's trying to do with Anthony Simons. In my opinion, like Brooklyn's trying to do it with guys like Nick Claxton. Sharp teams will do that. If the Pelicans are smart, they should be trying to show these guys off to then trade them if they're not in their full plans. I only think like 3 of them should be. But, I'm with you. I want to load up on this game. I want, Grant. I really like him, especially if there's no Robert Williams. Grant and Denny will be locks if there's no Robert Williams for me. That's the first thing, because I do think they could start small. And if I'm guarding Queen, I'm making him drop 30, Rubio. Like I'd rather him be a scorer because he doesn't want to be. You watch him play, he doesn't really want to be a scorer. You know what I mean? Like I think that's kind of secondary in his game. I think they have to push him to get more aggressive, kind of like Jokic in the beginning. And that's the way I would probably play him. But I'm with you 100% on this game. Herb Jones looks like a good good value. And if Robert Williams out, we'll probably get another value or so. Good thing is we'll get that news before lock, so we don't have to do like the ifs and ands. We'll be able to adjust from there. But I
hope Poole's out. That's a good point, Javier.
If Poole's in, I think it kills Fears. Probably.
It definitely would. It definitely. I can't trust Jordan Poole to maintain fantasy.
It might
value.
hurt. It probably kills Jose Alvarado too a little bit.
Yeah, that's funny.
4,800.
B-Nair mentioned that. I think that would be a great fit. I think he'd become an instant hero in New York too. He'd be like the fans would love Jose Alvarado.
Yeah, I like that. Another solid vet that could help a team win.
Well,
yeah.
The one thing about that, and I don't know if it'll happen, is because Fears and Alvarado have a pretty tight relationship. Apparently, like they both Fears really respects Alvarado. I don't know if you want to take that away from a young rook, too quick.
Well, he's a tweener, I feel like, because I don't think teams are like going out of their way to try and get a Jose Alvarado. But like I think a Sadiq Bey teams, because Sadiq Bey was like a solid prospect before the injury, and I think teams maybe dismissed it too quick. Maybe they thought the injury was just too bad, whatever it was, but he can clearly still play. Whereas like Jose Alvarado, let's be honest, like he's still their like third guard, on this team. So anything else here, Rubio, before we move to the final game here?
No, I mean, it's going to be our favorite game. Might not have talked too much about isolated players, but man, when they're all great plays, it's tough to do that. Like you said, Denny and Grant, if Robert Williams were to miss, I mean, it's hard to avoid him. I wouldn't even be on Reith and Yang, right? I would be even more probably hyper-focused on a guy like Kamara at 6,200 where these minutes could just be really heavy on the front court and not really go to the centers.
And I think the starting lineup will be able to tell you a lot. Like if you don't see Reith or Yang in that starting lineup, that's telling you something right off the bat. They're going to go small more. And maybe that also, if they do go small, maybe that helps someone like on New Orleans, where is he? He's just not getting minutes. I was going to say Nisi, but he's just not getting run as much.
Well, the reason that's the funny thing is if you did say I'm not playing Queen tonight, throw Misi into some lineups because if Misi plays well and Queen starts out slow, Berigio's got no problem riding with Misi a little bit. But that's like for your hand builders, if you're looking for just good leverage off a play. But we love Queen a lot though.
Yep, 100%. Let's go to Denver and Sacramento here. News in this game, still no Sabonis. Zach LaVine out for Sacramento. Dennis Schroeder doubtful. And on the Denver side, we got Aaron Gordon still out. Strother, Brown still out. I mean, Rubio, Jokic is 12-9. It's an amazing spot for him. It's just, I don't know if I'm going to, are you going to be able to get the 12-9 to get up to him?
It doesn't look like it. I mean, it just doesn't. It's funny because, Valanciunas is the top value, right? If it's not Robert Williams, it's going to be Jonas Valanciunas. I think this is going to be a slate, though, where, he's going to be really low owned. And it's been Jamal Murray's show. I mean, it really has. I got to be fortunate enough to watch him put up 52 against the Pacers, and I got to see Jokic for the third consecutive time in Indy not get a triple-double, missing it by literally one stat each time. But it's been Jamal Murray's team. But then you're looking at 8.9 for him, which is a steep tag. Who else? If it's not one of those two, who's gonna score? What do they have? A massive team total of 125. I want to be over on Jokic anytime he's in this range of ownership. How do we do that? Well, it might take Malik Monk, who's been ass. I mean, there's just Malik Monk has been absolutely awful the entire year, even. But with no LaVine, you might be able to trust and say, maybe he's got a chance. Because
no LaVine, no Schroeder.
Yes, exactly. But Schroeder's been out. Monk's just been. Yeah, he did have a good stretch there, where a couple of games where he had 21-6-6, 25-3-5. And that was November 30th, December 3rd. That was against the Rockets and Grizzlies. Last game, 0 for 5 shooting, 9 minutes. Didn't play the second half. Game before that, 1 for 7 shooting, 17 minutes. Barely played, in the second half. So, upside-wise, Malik Monk's going to be probably my favorite king, and I hate it. He's going to be super chalk, too. I don't want to do it. I just don't. Ownership on Joe Val is a little too high. That'll come down here in a little bit. Russell Westbrook, there might not be beef here, but he's been in full shove against my former team's approach. He's just, I feel like
Westbrook has been so good against this team.
Yes, I think it was earlier this year he dropped like a triple-double against them or something like that.
I know he's had a double-double. Has he had a triple-double against them? I think so.
Yeah, so
He's plus 384 for a triple-double.
It was a 26, 12, and 6 against this team and a 14, 8, and 11. So they play. This is their fourth time playing them, a 21, 6, and 11. So yeah, this is the last time that they're going to play the Nuggets all season. And the first 3 times, Russell Westbrook has absolutely crushed.
And now he gets Zach. Honestly, I think I want to play Russ. I think he's going to crush again.
This is where it goes for that mid-range build, right? You want to play Russ at 8K. We've already talked about Kevin Porter Jr. We really like Denny and Grant and stuff. It's incredibly tough to get up to Jokic tonight. And I'm going to see what type of teams do we get when we have Jokic, right? That's going to be my first thing when we get near lock tonight. I'm going to be like, what do my Jokic teams look like, right? Who am I fading in the mix? Because you're probably going to be fading one of the very good 8K, 7K plays. But yeah, I'm with you. Russell Westbrook, great click. One guy I'm going to be over on every damn slate. And he's going to have a 50 ball here soon. But it's Keegan Murray. 6,900. No one's playing him. DeMar DeRozan called it his team, Keegan Murray's team, and he's been hitting the glass at a decent rate. I know that our guy,
Keegan Murray's good, man.
What was that?
Keegan Murray's good.
And it's like 8 points last game, but he had 11 boards, 16 the game before, then 5 points, 11 boards. Like he's gonna have that game where, like the Minnesota Timberwolves game a couple weeks ago, where it was 26, 14, and 2, right? And then even like the Utah game, 23, 10, and 3. He's gonna have like 40 plus upside. No one ever clicks his name, and it's gonna kind of fit into some mid-tier builds. Keegan Murray's my kind of like off the wall play, but if I had to rank them, I mean it's Westbrook, Monk, Murray, DeRozan, and then you can throw in maybe Keon Ellis or whoever kind of gets the start there. I mean, who's going to get the start tonight? I don't think it'll be Monk. Could it be Neat Clifford? Could it be Keon Ellis?
So I think Neat Clifford is one of the better value plays on the slate.
Yeah,
I really like Neat Clifford. I think he starts, but even if he doesn't start, I think he gets some good minutes here. So he's a guy I'm definitely going to like at his price tag. I want to be over on. I like this Reynaud dude too. Every time I watch the Kings, which honestly, another team I've watched like kind of a gross amount of, probably because they're like so bad, but they're like fun some slates because you get like the Russell Westbrook triple doubles at times and stuff and whatever. But I've watched this dude recently and he looks solid to me. It's a tough spot for him, 100%, but I think he's kind of interesting, not projecting very well. Clifford starting, they said it earlier. Okay, so Clifford is starting. But either way, I think he's a great play, 3,500. I like Peyton Watson, 5,600, the price tag. I think he's kind of interesting. I'm not playing Jokic. I'm probably not going to get up to Jamal either. So like getting a mid-tier play from this team, like a Peyton Watson, I think is kind of interesting. Cam Johnson, he really hasn't done a ton. He feels kind of like a condom play to me. Like you want like 20 to 28. He might get you around there, but I rather Malik Monk. I rather just the explosive game Rubio where he gets me 40 or just I'm dead. Just let me know, Malik. Like it's one or the other. I'm either going to be at the top with Malik Monk or I'm just going to be at the bottom with Malik Monk. There's never a in between, it feels like, with Malik. So I'm going to play some, and Westbrook for sure. I want DeMar, another guy, feels like a condom play, but with no Zach LaVine and no Sabonis, maybe it's an uptick. But I feel like Keegan Murray's got more upside. Like I feel like DeMar is safer to get you like 38, but Keegan's got the lower floor, but the 50 ball in him, as crazy as that sounds. So I think Keegan Murray might be, like you said, the better tournament play here. So yeah, I mean, this is another. I think this game and the last game we talked about are clearly the two best games.
100%. I'm with you on DeMar. It's been a little bit of a weird mix. He's not the DeMar of even 2 years ago, right? Like
No.
he's like and I think Russell Westbrook could have a little bit to do with that, where he's just not holding the ball a lot. It's just kind of an in-between role. It's just someone I'm kind of middling on. I'll probably be even with the field. Only thing else I have to add, I like your Peyton Watson one. Did you know Cam Johnson is a big Bengals fan? Did you know that?
I did not know that, but
I
now I
didn't know
don't
that
like him even more.
Yeah. Oh. Did you know why he became a Bengals fan? It's because of the Chad Johnson. He had C. Johnson on the back of his jersey.
Oh, Chad Johnson. Ocho. I got my boy Ocho on the signed hat over here.
How do you not bring that in the frame? I mean, my gosh, that's good mojo right there. That makes me want to jam in some Cam Johnson.
You've never seen my Bengals signed hat that I've showed it on multiple shows. You never seen it? It was oh man, what was the year? Was it 2008, 9, 7? I can't remember which year it was, but it was like Carson Palmer, TJ Hushmanzada, Chad Johnson. I think his name was still Chad Johnson back then too, if I remember correctly, but
it had to be 05 or something like that.
Maybe it was 05 or 06. It was one of those years though. It was like mid to late 2000s. And shout out to Jeremy Miles. He was on the team. He was I don't know if you remember him, but he was a safety on the Bengals. He only played for like I think a couple years, but his fiance worked out at the gym I was working at the time.
Cool.
So she hooked me up. Said she came in. She said my husband plays for the Bengals. I said, well, what the fuck you doing out here? It's like he went to college out in Mass and then went there. So she's like, yeah, I'll get you. I'll hook you up with some swag or whatever, a hat or something like that. I was like, sick. I'd get like and then she came in with this just signed hat with the whole team, just signed the whole hat.
That's perfect, right? That's good mojo. Bengals money line this week.
Yeah, this is dope. She was cool as hell. But yeah. Someone said Bruce Brown in the chat. Man, his game log is terrible. But another guy, like, I don't necessarily hate like a Bruce Brown. He probably won't get as much ownership either, right, Rubio? He's probably not projecting very good. But the price tag at 4,100, like, he can get you 25 fantasy points. Like he can get you that. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Someone, if you're going more like the studs route, I guess someone you could take a shot on in tournaments. And they're willing. The one good thing about Bruce Brown, if he's playing well, they're willing to up his minutes. That's the one good thing about Bruce Brown. Like if he's rolling with the team, they'll give him a little uptick with the minutes. So. Yeah, I don't hate that, but I wanted to answer this question here because BG asked, if Williams starts, do you still like Denny and Grant? Hell yeah. I'm just not going to lock Denny and Grant if Williams starts, but I'll still like Denny and Grant. I just won't play them on every team like I think I will if Williams is out and they start small, which is what I think happens if Williams is out. Yep. So, but who knows? Williams might play. I mean, they're thin. But we all know his injury stuff, so you just never know with someone like Robert Williams. But all right, Rubio, anything else from this game? Or do you want to go into the anti-play of the slate?
Oh, hell yeah. Anti-play? Yeah, 100%. I got I guess I got one. You know, I was trying to think. I'm gonna do
what's funny is Robert Williams right now is projecting for the high zone play on the slate.
Makes sense. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off here. My anti-play is going to be DeMar DeRozan. I just think it's a little bit too high of ownership on a guy who's deferred even in similar spots this year. We've had spots where
mine's gonna be Cam Johnson. I don't wear condoms anymore. Fuck that. I'm not playing a condom play like Cam Johnson. Rip that thing off, baby.
I like it. DeRozan. Cam Johnson. Now we got to get a play of the day, right? Absolute play of the day.
Definitely got to get a play of the day here.
Man, what ownership do I want here?
Well, I think maybe should we do like, what do you think? Favorite overall play and then like a low owned play, like under 15 or under, what do you think? Under 15%?
Yeah, I like that. I think our play of the day could be the same too. I mean, there's a decent chance of that.
Who you got?
I'm just overall play of the day is gonna be Kevin Porter Jr. I just think that the tag is too cheap at 7,600. Celtics play, pretty quick for the most part, and even in blowouts, even in games where the Bucks are down like 20 to start the fourth quarter, Kevin Porter Jr. is out there playing 36, 37 minutes. Easily my favorite play of the day.
I'm going Nick Clifford. There's just no way. If he's confirmed already starting there's just no way I'm not playing this dude. Like he's 25% owned. If Robert Williams is that might go higher. I don't know, but 25 still seems low, Rubio. I feel like it should be like 40. I think it could be 40, but I'm still playing them. 3,500 is too cheap on a slate where honestly the value is not that good. Give me that value. Give me that value, and I'm ready to roll. All right, someone let's under 20%, Rubio. Anyone under 20%? Let's see.
Keegan Murray. That's my guy. Ooh. I just think 40 ball could easily have. I'm going to go 50 ball though. That's my guy. This slate.
I'll go Derek Queen. Back to back, baby. 50 ball. Let's go, Derek Queen. We're riding with you, brother. All right. Yeah, Boston pace worse than Boston. It's not a fun team to attack. But the good thing about Kevin Porter is he just does everything for that team. So, not the best spot, but at the same time, Kevin Porter Jr. can get it done nonetheless. So, all right, Rubio, that's gonna do it here. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, nothing else from me for the most part here. I had Celtics pace. I think it was like just isolated to the last game, I think, or something like that. Yeah, they're definitely at bottom of the barrel in that sense. But should be. I had it isolated to last game where I think I saw. Yeah, it was like top 20. So yeah, it's definitely worse than the league. Though. I'm going with Kevin Porter Jr. though. He could be going against a snail's pace for all I care. It's going to be an absolute stud.
Love that. Absolutely love it. Chat's getting on you about the slow pace, Rubio. So we'll see. We'll see. Kevin Porter Jr. I think could still get it done, but we'll see what happens. Rubio, you've been getting in the playoff best ball streets. I was talking to Tony about that before our football show, and we talked a little on the football show. Have you gotten? So I got 40 drafts in already.
How the hell do you have 40, man? You got, oh my God.
I've been doing like 5 or so in the morning. I told you I get up at like 4, bro.
How do they fill that quick? Apparently they don't fill at 2 a.m. as quick as
it's only 6. It's only 6 spots.
It is only, I've gotten 3 done. And they were all done the day it came out. I want to do way more.
Oh, you're behind. You're way behind.
Way behind. I want to do more though. I picked. Now you got to start picking your Packers a lot now too. Stealing that number, top 4 seed from the Bears with these. That's for sure.
Yeah, and Big T likes the Jags. I've been trying to take some because I got no Jags futures, so like I feel like it's a decent hedge.
We're on the opposite ends of the spectrum there on the NFL side of things. He likes the Bears. He likes the Jazz. Terrible stuff. Terrible.
I don't like the Jags either, but I was like, it makes sense for me to draft some just because I have no futures with the Jags, and so like. I don't want to get left like totally holding the bag.
You won't have a future if you take him too. Gosh, Trevor Lawrence.
Texans are my team. That's the team I've been drafting the most of.
You get Nico at the end of end of the draft for free, like literally.
Not anymore. He's been rising up. He's been going in the 20s.
Draft because that defense is too good to fail.
He's been going in the 20s, so yeah, definitely because he's going to keep going up.
That makes me not want to draft because you could have had him as your last pick 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's been going in like the 20s. So,
the
good thing is though, like the people who are drafting Colts are like dead. So like, it's like there's so many different things to like the Lions. The Lions are starting to move up a little bit, but you can still get them later. Yep. But like if you like the Lions, you should probably start drafting them now because if they win this week, they're gonna fly up boards. So I guess it just depends on the teams you want to target. Like you said, the Packers. Like if you like the Packers, draft now because if they win in Chicago, like they're gonna fly up board. Like it's just all, it's all depending on who you like. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But all right, that's gonna do it here for the NBA show. Hope you guys enjoyed the NBA Hardwood show. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe to the YouTube channel here, rumpyoursports.com for all your DFS and sports betting needs here. Make sure you guys check us out, sign up, Run Pure Premium if you want all sports, one price plus Saber Sim, best opto in the business. Get in, Run Pure Premium is the package for you. Try us out. That's going to do it, though. Hope you guys enjoy the NBA slate tonight. For Rubio Dimes, I'm JSU. Good luck in your DraftKings DFS for tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace.